Welcome in Home Team Friday Countdown alongside the guru Colin Davies and the voice of Bossy Field saying Claude Felter. I'm Michael Gross. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday evening. We're a third of the way through the regular season. Guys, still 12 undefeated teams in the Tri-State, some of them going head-to-head, causing potential shakeups in next week's Power 10.
And for instance, Memorial Mater Dei, that's going to be one of the marquee games. We'll get to that one.
And we're at the point of the season where you're trying to make those improvements as we reach close to the halfway mark.
Yeah, we are almost at that halfway mark. Let's grab a look at the best games this week in the Tri-State. Wrights and North. Wrights has been perfect thus far, but I think if you asked head coach Corey Brunson, they haven't played perfect football, but they'll still be happy with being 3-0 entering week number 4. Owensboro and OCAF. That's a game that we always love to see at Steel Stadium. And, of course, North Posey and Tell City, two teams that are 3-0 inside our Power 10. Who's going to move up? Who's going to move down? We'll have to see. But Wrights, probably the favorite. North, though, they're going to have a tall task on their hands.
Yeah, the Huskies haven't gotten off to quite the start that they wanted this season, and we'll see how they do. But now that first win of the season is out of the way, and the Panthers are a whole different test from last week's game against Harrison. In the past, the Husky defense has been able to step up in key games, and we haven't seen that yet this year. But the defense has been able to mitigate damage in order to have a shot. Their linebacking core of Ethan Bowden and Ricky White Jr. are going to have to anchor that side of the ball and hold Wrights to 21 points or less.
Colin, if Jasper wanted to walk into the Wrights Bowl and come out with a victory last week, those dreams were dashed by a dominating rushing performance by Landon McLarney, who ran the ball just shy of 200 yards and averaged nearly 9 yards per an attempt, along with a touchdown. It was a very tight SIC game against the Wildcats, and the Panthers' running game was key to controlling the clock and pace as Wrights maintained its unbeaten record heading into Friday's clash against the Huskies.
And you talk about controlling the pace of a game. Owensboro Catholic does that better than probably every team in the Tri-State. They're going to have a tough test this week, as always, against Owensboro in the showdown at Steel Stadium. Who's got the edge?
I would say the Aces, because it was another balanced offensive attack for the Aces last week against Greenwood in a 33-point victory. Brady Atwell was again fantastic, doing it all as the quarterback, passing and rushing. He finished with 4 touchdown passes and 245 yards, while also running for 81 yards and 2 more scores. The Aces defense had, get this, 12 total tackles for a loss in a game that wasn't even as close as that final score would indicate.
Well, after a slow start to 2024, the Red Devils found their rhythm against Davis County. And in order to knock off the Aces, our MVP from this past week, Trevor DeLacy, needs another performance like that. But he's got help with Evan Hampton, who's one of the best running backs in the Tri-State. Success is going to be determined by if that pair is able to put up 30 points or more to keep up with Atwell and company. They cannot expect their defense to make many stops.
Does Owensboro Catholic win by 10 points or more this week?
Right.
That's the big question.
I think so. I think they do it. Now, this was a very close game last year, but I think Owensboro Catholic's got even better. We'll see, though. We'll see.
I would agree with him.
Yeah, okay. Well, flip-flops pretty much every year. Our last matchup this evening will be North Posey and Tell City. Who's got the edge?
Well, for Tell City, this matchup, or North Posey, this matchup, you could expect 90% of the plays to be runs last year, but the Vikings have reinvented themselves, and that's tough to do after going to a state championship game and graduating a lot of seniors. Now, Jed Galvin at running back is paired with the quarterback who can sling the ball like Carter Schickel, but honestly, this is going to come down to the will of North Posey. With a lot of two-way players, will they have the energy to play the defense after those long drives with the Terry twins running the ball nonstop?
Colin, Tell City really has been road warriors up until this point of the season, with the Marksmen beginning the regular season with 3 consecutive road games. And despite not playing at home at Legion Field, the Marksmen are averaging 44 points offensively while holding opponents to single-digit scoring. Noah and Landon Terry are 2 big reasons why the Marksmen have been so successful, and Noah is coming off a new school record of 318 rushing yards against Forest Park.
Yeah, that is a crazy stat line, including that 80-yard score right there. Our Home Team Friday game of the week, once again, the Hunger Bowl between Memorial and Mater Dei at the Wrights Bowl. 2 undefeated teams to this point. Memorial is rightfully so the best team in the state in the 3A rankings and possibly in all the rankings in Indiana. Head coach Mike Abel, though, with the Wildcats, always has a way to keep his team in big games. And after the conclusion of every game, tune in tomorrow for another Home Team Friday at 10:35 on ABC 25. Colin Davies and Claude Felter. I'm Michael Gross. We'll be right back.